Yo, it's Arcade, and today we are making epic cinematic trailer music with FL Studio stock plugins only. And to make this a bit more interesting, I loaded up a trailer for Joker without any music, so we are gonna create the music for the trailer. It helps to have a reference. So let's get started. And it wouldn't be a trailer if it didn't start with this trailer hit sound. I'm using this sound from Flex called Openings, and it's from Dark Orchestra by UVI, a really cool pack for trailer music. That's sort of what inspired me today. And I also changed the polyphony, so it's like this, so the notes slide together. So when we press one note, and then another one, it slides into it. We are gonna start with this. Really simple, but it works. And as I said, I loaded up the trailer into Fruity Video Player, which you can find here. And if you don't have it, just go to more plugins, type it in, and start it so you have it in there. So I just loaded up the trailer without any music. So every time we preview our song, it's gonna play along with the trailer.
Arthur, does it help to have someone to talk to?
So that is what we have so far, really simple. Of course, I want to layer that with a piano. Every trailer has to have this piano. I'm using these aged keys. And we are simply gonna use one note, playing it in 2 octaves. Recognize that is almost in every trailer, so you should.
Arthur, does it help to have someone to talk to?
And the last thing I'm gonna add is this sequence sound. We are just gonna add that one note. Let's put it in the playlist and also put a hit on top of it. So I have this loop here from my sample packs, Staple Sounds. If you wanna check them out, link is below. It sounds like this.
Arthur, does it help?
But I'm just gonna use the very first hit of it. Cut it like this. And I'm gonna put some reverb on it. So just basic fruity reverb, a lot of decay, a lot of reverb, sounds like this. So we're gonna have the full hit.
Arthur.
And in the second one, just click on it, click here, make unique, and we're gonna remove the brass sounds. So we're just gonna have the piano and the sequence in the second hit. Also, let's create an automation clip for this brass. We're gonna automate the cutoff. So just right click, create automation clip, and we are gonna have it like this. So it's a bit more filtered at the start, but then slowly rises up. So let's see what we have right now.
Arthur, does it help to have someone to talk to?
Always tells me to smile and put on a happy face.
Okay, so the trailer is transitioning into more melancholic vibe right there. It's like Bittersweet. So he's starting to tell the story. So instead of these big hits, we are actually going to create a simple melody. And for that, I'm going to use this harp sound from the Muted Plugs pack. Some of these are paid, but they are definitely worth it. And we are going to create a melody that fits the vibe. So what I came up with is this. So let's put it in, and we are gonna repeat that twice without any transition. So just like so.
My mother always tells me to smile and put on a happy face. She told me I had a purpose.
Very nice, but in the second repetition, I wanna add some more sounds. So in the second repetition, I'm gonna add some choir or voices. I actually got this sound from the general MIDI library, which is free, and it sounds like this. So let's create sort of a counter melody to that harp. We can play the harp.
She told me I had a purpose. To smile and put on a happy face. She told me I had a purpose.
So yeah, that's a really simple counter melody. It looks like this. So we're gonna repeat that, but in the second repetition, we're gonna put this note higher like this. So it's a little bit different.
She told me I had a purpose. To bring laughter and joy to the world. Hey, stop them!
Okay, now we have this big hit and a scene where he's lying on the ground. So we want to use that because afterwards...
Is it just me?
We have a transition to another story, but this time he's talking about something darker. So what I did here is a simple transition with some strings. So I have this sound from Essential Strings, cellos sustained. And I created a simple B minor chord. So I'm just gonna put that right after our harp melody, which is gonna be him on the ground. And we are also gonna make it more obvious with some effects. I have this upsweep, this deep impact. And once again, I'm gonna repeat that. And then we're gonna go to the more epic stuff right after.
Is it just me?
So he says, is it just me? And then the whole trailer is getting more dark. So let's turn that into music. So we are gonna go back to our first sound, which is this trailer brass.
Arthur,
But this time, instead of having just one note, we are actually gonna have a melody. So this is it. And again, using those slide notes to our advantage, we are also going to have this sequence playing as well, the same notes. The same sounds as in the beginning, but different melodies. And also the piano, but this time we want to have a melody for the piano as well. So here is what I created. Something like that, and it sounds like this with all the other sounds. Very uneasy, which is great for this trailer. I'm also gonna support that with a sub bass, just a basic triangle sub bass. Same notes as the brass hits. We are gonna add the strings back in, but this time they are gonna play actual chords. And to make the chords, if you have a keyboard, you can actually use the step sequencer. So just enable it here and play the chords in the order you want them. And you're gonna have the notes right in here. And of course they are one after another, but you can just select all of them, hold the Alt key and drag this arrow until you put them on the grid where you want them and the chords are ready. I actually want them on the full velocity, so hold Shift and like this, so the velocity is the same. So that's our strings right there, and we're gonna copy these chords and put them on another sound, which is this one from Dark Orchestra, and this one is called Crescendo, and it's pretty epic. But we're gonna use it for the chords. So just put the chords in and they sound like this. So this is a bit strange because they sort of overlap, but in the whole song it actually makes it sound pretty epic.
Is it just me? Or is it getting crazier out there?
Really uneasy at this point, but I wanted to make this a bit more exciting, a bit different, so I decided to add some drums. So once again, I'll be using Flex, and UVI is offering some new packs for Flex, which are excellent. So there are these acoustic drums, and I use this Stick Machine preset, and we can just play the drums right on the keyboard. But what I wanted is something a bit more dark. So we got the hi-hats. But I just drew it in and it sounds like this. And one thing to note is I increased the reverb on these drums so they are more in the background and also more dark.
Is it just me? Or is it getting crazier out there?
And we are actually gonna repeat this twice and also bring back the cutoff automation. And then at the end of this, we have this scene.
What's so funny?
Where you're gonna hit the Joker. So we wanna make a point in the trailer that this is sort of coming. And I went with a really simple solution, which is a riser. And it's gonna end right before they punch him.
What's so funny? Freak!
So that's gonna be the transition right there. I also have the strings in, just playing this one chord. Sort of playing out, and this impact. And to connect this transition into another part of the trailer, I'm gonna have a reverse crash and this little upsweep.
Freak!
So then we transition to the next part of the track and we want to escalate it even more. So I'm going to have all the same things from this part. I'm going to copy them over. The strings will be bigger this time. So what you can do is make this unique, go into the strings, and we're going to take the middle notes, hold Control and Shift to select them, and we're going to put them octave higher.
Arthur,
But we can also put them octave lower as well. So let's duplicate them back down as well, and even some higher notes right here.
Arthur.
So before the strings were like this, and now they are like this. So way more powerful. But we are also gonna add the choir back in. So the choir melody, this one. We are gonna add a new sound, which will be the brass. So from Essential Winds, this brass sustain. Brass always makes everything more epic, so I'm just gonna add that in, the same notes as the trailer hits. And to make this even more epic, if it's possible, we're gonna add some staccato strings as well. So right now it sounds like this.
Gotham has lost its way.
And I'm using this sound, violas staccato, and also tubas staccato. And here's the melody that I created. It might seem pretty complicated, but actually we're just gonna do it like this. Take your string chords, copy them, paste them in the staccato violas, and then just put all these notes one after another. So like this. But I'm actually gonna start on D, so one higher, but then we just move it like this, remove the last one. And it's a really simple arpeggio going. And I want it faster, so select all of them, hold the Alt key, and snap them like this. But I want them octave lower. And we are gonna do the same for all of these. So just set them up the same way and you are gonna have your arpeggios. If you can't be bothered, you can also use the arpeggiator. So click arpeggiate right here. And try something like that instead. That's a really simple way to create arpeggios as well. But I ended up with this. So that's gonna really build up that epic atmosphere.
Gotham has lost its way. What kind of coward
So we are near the end, but not yet. And ideally, we would want this to match up with the scenes exactly. But since this trailer has different music and is in different BPM, it's not gonna be 100% match, but it's pretty good, I think. So now that we build it up all the way, we wanna bring it back down a little bit. So really simple here. I just go back to the harp melody once again. Bring back the choir, same as before. And then when he says it's a comedy, we go back to the drums with the trailer hits, and that's pretty much it. And at the very last scene, we end on the piano note. So now let's have a listen to the finished result. Enjoy.
Arthur, does it help to have someone to talk to?
My mother always tells me to smile and put on a happy face. She told me I had a purpose to bring laughter and joy to the world. Hey, stop them! Is it just me? Or is it getting crazier out there?
What's so funny? Freak!
Gotham has lost its way. What kind of coward would do something that cold-blooded? Someone who hides behind a mask.
I used to think that my life was a tragedy. But now I realize it's a comedy.